time. Thank everyone for being here this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. We have a treat coming in here for you. We're going to be talking about business credit. We're going to be talking about how to use that credit, how to get the credit, and then once you get it, what do you do with it? All right. How do you use business credit to level up your game? How do you invest that money? And then how do you pay it back with pennies on the dollar? Oh my gosh, we have some experts in the room. Listen, if you're not, listen, do you see Owen there in the follow by speakers section? You need to follow that guy. If you want to know anything at all about credit cards, I need you to tap on his profile and then get his information from his website on how to use points, cash back, how to use credit cards and maximize your financial potential. Oh my gosh. And Kelly is in the room. All right. Flame is in the room. All right. So let's get Kelly up here. Right to speak. All right. And let's continue to try to get Owen up here if he wants to. But good morning, good morning, good morning, Credit Goddess. Will you please introduce yourself to the people?
Absolutely. Hey, everyone. Grand Rising. Happy Wednesday or happy hump day. My name is Rosalora Lewis, also known as Credit Goddess. I'm all things credit and the official credit or credit expert for the P.I.L.L Method crew here. I'm a credit score improvement strategist. So not only do I help you repair your credit, but I coach you on how to optimize and how to get to the bag. That's accessing other people's money. So that way you can apply the P.I.L.L Method. I'm also a business credit consultant and an educator at Be Free University alongside with Flame here. So definitely tap in with me if you guys are interested in my DIY or done for you service. The number is in my bio where you can send your name and email address to. Look forward to assisting every one of you if you guys are interested. Flame, go ahead and introduce yourself if you're here.
Man, first off, man, I'm see if you guys follow me. If you guys follow me to this room right here, let me see that number 9 in the chat. I just want to see who followed me because I was just in a whole nother room just a second ago. I want to find out who followed me. Who followed me into this room? Who followed me into this room, man? Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. You guys followed me to this room, huh?
Oh, you actually over here?
Yeah, we're gonna find out. Just look at the chat. You see the number 9 in the chat. They followed me to this room. You know what I mean? Oh man, they did. They came over here and followed the room. Listen, this is what's up, man. This is what's up. Guys, really, man, they followed the room. That's what's up. We share, we turning up over here today, baby. Y'all know what's going on. It's a turn up affair, man. You know, ready to get right into it, man. You know what I mean? I'm ready to get right into it. I'm turned up. I got to turn my mic down. I'm turned up.
Flame, just a second. You say you got a bunch of these folks that followed you in here, and
yes, sir.
Did they forget where the share button was? I mean, what's going on?
Now one thing about them is I always told them, I said, if they hear some quality information, they got to share the room. So they said, soon something come out of somebody's mouth that's something quality. They about to share this room. That's what they said. That's what they said.
It depends on that. Okay, let's make sure they get something that's oh my goodness. Let's make sure that everybody gets something quality. Miss Kelly, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, everyone. Flame is not being truthful. We was over there twerking. He had all the ratchet music playing, and we was in the getting ready for work and getting ready for our days turned up because he was DJing over there. So if we're gonna tell the truth, let the people know in the room what we was doing over there. And then we got in trouble because we realized it was a business day and we had to do business credit, and we came over here to get some decorum about ourselves.
All right.
Say decorum.
Hey, credit goddess.
Yeah.
Man, hey, who needs snitches when you got Kellys?
All right.
Well, Hello, everyone. I'm Kelly Russell. I am the owner of Self Care Holistic, which is an e-commerce with retail and warehouse locations in Wilmington, Delaware. I also help other business owners acquire business credit, specializing in vendor credit to help you scale your already existing businesses. Thank you for having me, Ice. I'm back to the regularly scheduled program with class and elegance without the twerk music.
Oh my goodness. Hey, listen, somebody's raising their hand. It's Jessica. Jessica, we're trying to bring you up. So we're not ignoring you. For some reason, it's not working. And you may want to go out and come back in. And then we might be able to bring you up to the stage. So we see you. We're trying to bring you up. We're not ignoring you. All right. So we've got the general contractor in the room. Katina McClinton. Listen, Miss General Contractor, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? Long time no hear from you or me. I am in the motherland. I'm so excited. I just wanted to come over here and come on here and say hello. I'm a general contractor in the state of Florida, Fresh Start Development. We do residential and commercial buildings. If you need any of those services, please hit me up at katina10k.com. Yes, I'm enjoying myself. I'm in Kenya right now, Nairobi, Kenya. And I just want to say hello.
Wow. Listen, that is wonderful. Thank you for gracing our stage all the way from Nairobi. I think that's the first time somebody's been in our room that's been in Nairobi. Thank you so much, Katina, for being here with us. Listen, folks, we're leveling up today. We're going to spend this first period in talking about business credit because I told you just a little bit about my journey and using credit, because to start my business, I had to use personal credit. And then I learned by leveling up my personal credit, then I could branch into business credit, because every time I used my personal credit, my credit score would drop, and it would impede my ability to get more credit. But now that I've got business credit online, oh my goodness, it has made all the difference in the world. Flame, I need you. Listen, everybody needs you. We've got 36 people in here, and they all need to know how to level up the business credit. Are you ready to get started to let them know how to do that?
I be trying to talk, but I can't even talk unless I got 25 shares.
Here we go. All right, folks. Listen, here come the shares, Flame. So as we're getting ready, as we're getting up to that 25 mark, I want you to get your pen and your pad ready, your pencil and your paper. I want you to get your notes, whether you're electronic or what is it? What do they call it? What's the other word? Analog. However you take your notes, get ready, because things are about to change. And oh my goodness, look at the people coming in here right now. We got Tax Deed Wolf. We got to get him on the stage. We got Ariel in here. Let's get her up here. You all may think I don't know you, but I know you. All right. I've heard you. So don't think you're not famous. So come up to the stage if you so choose. Let's start inviting some folks up, and while we're getting to that point of 25 shares, Miss Ariel, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are things going over there in the Play XL?
They're going pretty well. I'm learning a lot about it. It's really funny because I always got asked to share this information with, I have two very large platforms, and I'm always asked to share information about commercial lending in my platforms. And I was always asking, how can someone show me how to do it myself? And so when I stumbled upon the Play XL, I was like, wow, I could have been doing this all this time and get my own bag versus helping everybody else to get a bag.
I heard that. Thank you for being here this morning. And listen, tap in anytime you choose. and to add to the conversation. And Flame, listen, man, we're at 23. I'm getting ready to introduce you. We need to get to 25 so Flame can start doing his thing. Listen, let's not delay this thing any longer than we actually absolutely have to. If you want to get this information, if you want to know more about business credit, if you want to know how to obtain the bag and then use the bag to learn how to invest, and then once you learn how to invest, how to pay that money back at 75% off. We're going to show you how to pay back that money at pennies on the dollar. You do not have to pay all of that interest once you get that business credit. See, getting the business credit, it doesn't stop there. We want to optimize the use of whatever we're doing. Listen, we're stuck at 24. Can I get one more person to put share so we can get to 25 so you can stop listening to? There we go. Flame. Listen, man. Listen, I want to introduce to some, and I want to make sure that those who already know him get ready for what he has to say. I'm so excited. I'm getting tongue-tied up here, so I'm going to shut my mic off. And Flame, it is on you, my brother. Come in and start talking to us about this business credit.
What is happening? Listen, all right, these are two words I want you guys to understand, because you're going to understand this process this morning. I got to hit the ground running. I'm about to share some things to you, right? Listen, first off, for the people that in here that don't know me or know anything about me, my name is Flame Newton. I come from the space of all things of credit. I'm also the author of the School of Credit, also La Escuela de Credito, also the only author in American history under the statutes of the Library of Congress to have 2 books out about credit in both the English and the Spanish languages. Also known as America's #1 educator, is told by FICO. And actually, I'll give you a name on it. It was by Wayne Hewitt. Now look his name up, called the CEO. So with that being said, now this is where we're going to get right into it this morning, because I want you guys to understand about all that, right? None of that stuff matter. I can sit up here there and talk to you all day about me going to the bank and all of these things. That don't matter. I got to get you to the bank, right? So the first thing that I got to see right now is say, take me to the bank. Somebody write that in the chat. If you want to go to the bank, I want to see you type the words called take me to the bank in the chat. Somebody type that in the chat. Let me see, take me to the bank. Nah. I got to see you type it in the chat. Say, take me to the bank. Take me to the bank. I need to get to the bank. Take me to the bank, Flame. I need you to take me to the bank. Take me to the bank. I got to see that written in the chat. Take me to the bank, because I'm about to go fast, heavy, hit this ground running, right? And there's a lot of things that you guys have been told about. There's a lot of things I'm about to dispel today, and I'm about to share it to you in the most inopportune way. But I want to make sure that you get it, right? Tax D Wolf is in the building, so I cannot give you any type of weak information, because Tax D Wolf will call me out on that. That's what he will do, right? So why is that important? Let me share with you how this whole acronym has worked. You guys have been talking about business credit. You guys have been talking about business funding. One of the things is that I want you guys to leave off of, right, is I want you to right now to take away the credit and take away the funding. I don't want you to talk about that ever again. I want that to be on the side. Put that on the side. Put that in the freezer. You know, you used to put it in the deep freezer and put it in a bag and have it sit up there. That's exactly what I need from you guys. I need for that to be in the bag, in the Ziploc, and throw it in the freezer. Throw it in the bottom of the freezer when it comes to credit, when it comes to funding. Let's us focus back on the #1 thing, and that is going into the bank. Going into the bank to go get the money. When you say, Flame, I'm going to go get some money out of the bank, but you told me to bag up the funding and put it in the freezer. You told me to bag in the credit and throw it in the freezer. What are you talking about? There's one component that I never want you guys to forget. It's bigger than everything that we talked about today. It is the most humongous thing that everyone forgets. It's the biggest thing, and everyone forgets about it. And what is that, my friend? It is called the business. The actual business itself. We're talking about business credit, but are you talking about the business? None of that stuff work unless you have the business. You got to have the business, right? You got to be making sure that business is making some money, right? You got to be able to making sure that you're able and capable of paying this money back. So let us focus on the business this morning. It's going to take you to the business credit. It's going to take you to the business funding. It's going to take you to anywhere you want to go to. It's going to put your child on vacation. It's going to pay for your kids through college. It's going to take your business to another height. This is what you're going to be able to do. I want you to put able and capable in the chat. Listen, we about to work this chat this morning. I want you guys to see this morning. We want to work this chat. It's called being able and being capable. That is the number one component from the banking system. Are you able and are you capable of paying this money back? So in order for us to do that, right, you got to have documentation. You got to have documentation. What does this documentation consist of? And what does you know? You got to be able and capable. I'm going to say it again. Able and capable. I'm going to say it one more time. It's able and capable. For anybody that in here that don't know me, I talk in arithmetic words. I always repeat things over and over and over again. So if you hear that, that's just a segmentation of me being able to making sure that this information is drilled into you. So the first thing that we got to making sure throughout this whole accolade, throughout everything is, right, we got to making sure that we got 4 best friends. You got to make sure that you got 4 best friends. 4 best friends, right? I need you to write in the chat, man, 4 best friends. Here are your 4 best friends. I'm about to give them to you. Number 1 is you got to have an attorney. You got to have an attorney. You got to. It's no choice. You got to have an attorney. If you're in business, you got to have an attorney. You got to have one. It ain't no I think. It ain't no should. It ain't no I'm on my way. I got to have an attorney. I got to have an attorney. Number 2, you got to have a CPA or an accountant or an EA. You got to have an EA or CPA or an accountant. You got to have one. You got to have that, right? You got to have that on your team. Number 3, you got to have a mentor. You got to have a mentor. It's a must that you got a mentor. Who is your mentor? A credit goddess is here. Is she your mentor? Is Tech D Wolf your mentor? Is Mr. Don your mentor? Who's your mentor? Is Ariel, is she your mentor? Is Kelly your mentor? Who's your mentor? You got to have mentors. Mentors are people that have actually had a business that you can learn from what to do, what not to do. They can share their life experiences from the things that have occurred in business, right? You can learn a lot from mentors, right? You can have multiple mentors, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mentors. You got to have mentors. And number 4, lastly, you got to have a coach. And when you're in business, you got to have a coach. You got to have a person or a company that's going to be able to strategically put together a plan or a service behind that. That's number 1. Listen, next is that once you got all of that stuff together, next is there's an application process, and every application asks you the same thing, right? What is the name of your business? They will ask you, what is the name of your business? Here's the first gem I'm about to give you. Go to e-secretaryofstate.com. Somebody write that in the chat. e-secretaryofstate.com. e-secretaryofstate.com. Again, that is e-secretaryofstate.com. You want to make sure that you got that stuff in order. In order to have that is at e-secretaryofstate.com. Why do you go to e-secretaryofstate.com? You want to be able to do a name search and making sure that your name is available for your business. And you also want to make sure that you got the comparable, the right name for your business. You can't go into a business and put the name of your actual business inside of your business. What do I mean by this? If you are in credit repair, you do not want to have the word credit repair inside of your name. That is called a red flag funding word. So before you get into the business, you got to find out what they're funding for and what they're not. And one of the ways that you can keep that of funding is making sure that you got the right name for your business. So do not have any of those derogatory names that are inside your business, like financial companies or properties or any of those things like that inside of the name of your business, right? Because they use this thing called NAICS code. That's NAICS code, which stands for North American Industry Classification System, right? So what you got to understand is that they're going to go through that, right, and find out if there's red flag words pertaining to the name of your business. All right, so next is you got to make sure that you have a business address. That's right. If you look at an application, it's going to say a business address. Hey, listen, I need to see the number 9 in the chat right now. If you guys got some great information so far, let me see the number 9 in the chat. I gotta hit the ground. I need energy. I thrive off that number 9. Anybody that's ever heard my voice know I thrive off that number 9. Y'all feed me energy. I feed you information. This is what we call a thing. I gotta hit the ground running. I don't got much time, so I got to hit the ground running so we can tie all this stuff in. All right. So look. You got to make sure that you got a business address. Why? When you pull up an application, right, they're going to ask you, what is your name of your address? So you want to make sure that you got an address that's not a home address. You want to make sure that you got that address, right? You also want to make sure that you got what? That you also got to make sure that you got a phone number that's registered with 411, a phone number that's registered with 401, a phone number that's registered with 401. You also want to make sure that you have a website. You also want to make sure that you got a website. You also want to make sure that you have an email. listen, it's 2021. I mean, 2022. It's a must that you have a website in 2022. Your business must have a website. It must have a website. I said must. I didn't say you think you should. I didn't say you could. You got to have a website. So whatever business that you're in, the website is a new business card. You got to have a website. You got to have an email address that's attached to the website. Listen, you guys say, well, my cousin didn't have to have one. They got a Google address. Listen, this ain't your cousin, right? This is you going into the bank to go get some money. I got to be able to get you to the bank to go get you $150,000, $250,000. This is the way that you go about it when you go do it, right? So making sure that your first name, last name. Listen, I understand that you want to use your website, all these different crazy website names for your email address. No, you're gonna use your first name, last name, first initial, last name. You know what a right email address is. We don't got to get into that. Y'all know, everybody's smart in here. So you go from that. Right. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to register with the Secretary of State. You're going to register with the Secretary of State. But what business entity claim do I need to get into? You got 4 best friends. One of them is a CPA, which gives you the best tax advantages. One of them is a lawyer that's going to help you get protected. Between them and your mentor and your coach, they're going to help you get there. That's why it's imperative to have your 4 best friends. They're going to help you protect the money. They're going to help you get the money. They're going to help you protect the money. They're going to help you get the money, right? Then alongside that, right, the next thing that you're going to be able to do, is that you got to register. When you go do the register with the Secretary of State, all of this information that we talk about is they're going to ask you about your name, your address, your phone number, your website, your email address. All of that stuff is going to be on that form. Right? Then they're going to ask you, then you got to go register with where? The federal. You got to get your tax employer number. Well, Flame, I'm going to get my tax number first before I get my Secretary of State. When you go get your tax number, they ask you first, they said, what business entity are you registered with? They will ask you that. So that's why you get your tax number after you get your after you get your Secretary of State. Right? So now after you got all of that stuff that's in order from that point, now what you're going to be able to do is you're going to get all of these other numbers, like your Dun and Bradstreet number, which is called your Dunn's number, right? You want to make sure that you've got your unique numbering system number. You got that number, right? So that number is where you get it from dnb.com. Somebody write that in the chat. Another one, dnb.com. dnb.com. That's where you get your Dunn's number, right? All right. So what next is you're saying, hey, you got another number, right? You got to get your UEI number, your unique. You got to make sure that you got to do that. All right. You got to make sure that you got that, your UEI number. Okay. Where do you get your UEI number from? You get it from sam.gov. There's another one, sam.gov. All of these things go into the business credit. You about to get it now. You about to get this work this morning, right? Now, when you got all of these things that are added into it, right, there's another sector that has to be done, right? You're going to have to open up your business checking account with $10,000. You got to talk to the bank. No, not like pick up the phone and call them. You got to talk to the bank. You got to talk to you really got to talk to the bank. You can talk to the bank and you never open your mouth. Deposit $10,000 as initial deposit at a banking account. You're talking to the bank. I hope you got that. Flame, where do I get $10,000 from if I don't have $10,000? You get it from your personal credit. You repaired your credit. You don't have any derogs. You don't went to Credit Goddess. You don't optimize it. Got the right trade lines that's on it. You take a $20,000 loan out on your personal credit. You give them back $10,000 initially as soon as you get the money. You take the other $10,000, write a loan to your business, and deposit the $10,000 into your business banking account. Well, Flame, I can open a business bank account at $100.
That's right. That's right.
Bank is 10 to 1. So if you deposit $100, that means the bank can lend $1,000. That's not talking to the bank. You got to be able to talk to the bank. Get a bank 100,000. 10 to 1 on 10,000 means you created $100,000 for that banking institution. When you create that $100,000, at that point, you're starting to talk to the bank. That's called banking. One-on-one. Deposits, transactions, those are the things that go into the bank. Right? I want you guys to notice. There's 4 types of business credit. I'm about to get into these 4 types right quick, so you guys will notice. The first type is called vendor credit. That's the one that you guys all heard about. This is where you don't have to use your social security number. You do not. You do not have to use your social security number. This allows you to do business at one business to another business. That is called vendor credit. Number two, right? That's where you can get other products. You're not gonna get no money, you're gonna get products. You're gonna move products off of their shelf so they can get more inventory in their warehouse, and you're gonna take it to yours to enhance your services. Number two, it's called Fintech lending. Fintech lending allows you to not use your social security number, where they may do a soft pull or something like that, but they're gonna go off of your banking data, and you give them authority to by using places like Play or Tilful. They go inside and they can see your banking activity. Give you higher interest rates on loans and stuff. Number three, traditional banking. This is where you can come out of the bank with actual money in your hand. But they're going to go back and they're going to look at your personal credit. That's why it's imperative to get your personal credit done first. And number four, we start talking about corporate lending. In order to get into this department, you must make about $3 million a year or have revenue of $3 million a year for 3 consecutive years. Look, this is just a tip of the iceberg this morning. You go back in that deep freezer now. Now you can go out there deep freezer and unthaw that business credit and that business funding. You see what I'm saying now? Once you got your business together, this takes you on that whirlwind. Oh, I got a lot more. I got a whole lot more. But in order for me to continue talking this morning, let's get to 50 shares this morning. I'm gonna pass it back on to Ms. Ice. We got to get 50 shares in this room right now. We turned up. We got 51 people in the room. Let's get to 50 shares. This information is what we talk.
All right, folks, you heard him. Listen, he started out this morning saying, listen, we are going to drop some knowledge. If Flame has said anything of any value, let's go ahead and get the shares up to 30, to get up to 50. We got 34 right now. We have 50 people in here. Let's get this information out so people can know. Do you realize that more people could do more stuff if they have more information that they would implement? So let's help him. Let's help Flame, help everybody else. Let's get some other people in here. And in the meantime, folks, I need you to know my name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And for 16 years, we've been doing just that, helping people to handle their finances in a more efficient manner, paying off that debt in an average of 7 to 9 years. Oh, not just credit cards, your mortgages, your student loans, credit cards, all of that is being paid off in that amount of time by cutting your interest costs by 75%. Not too long ago, we received some information from a gentleman who actually took this information, the P.I.L.L method, and paid off their mortgage in just 4 years, not the 7 years that's average. So while we are getting everything up, if you want to see this, gentlemen, you want to go to ice10kvideos.com, ice10kvideos.com. That will take you to our YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like the videos, and comment on the videos. So listen, if you are getting information out of here, and if you're watching us online, go ahead and share this content out to everyone. If you're online, share it. If you're on Clubhouse. So while Flame is getting up to, listen, we got 37 shares. Let's not get stuck. Let's get up to 50. And then I will share with you that the number one motivational speaker in the entire world has used the P.I.L.L method to pay off his mortgage in just 4 years. If you want to use the same methodology as E.T. the hip hop preacher, Dr. Eric Thomas has used, listen, you want to watch and listen to what he has to say right now. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the number one motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. Well, one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to PILLmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today. Oh my goodness. I want you to know that somebody actually saw that and heard that information, contacted us, filled out their savings and earnings report. And when they got to us, they owed $244,000 and they were going to take 27.9 years to pay it off and give the bank $56,000 in interest on top of it. Oh, now that they're working with us, as of yesterday, they're working with us now, and now they're only going to pay $21,000 in interest, saving $34,000 in interest, and paying off all of their debt in 5.5 years. If you want something similar, then go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com, and you will see the button there that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Now, once you've filled out the information to get your savings and earnings report, there is no obligation to buy anything. Get your savings and earnings report. Know the month, day, and year you will be debt free and how much interest you can save at no obligation. So get that information and see what we can do to help you. We are at 39, Flame. We need 11 more shares, folks. 11 more shares. And Flame, do you have some background music that can help people get the shares up? Do you have anything like that on your Roadcaster? I mean, listen, we
got it. We got it for him. We've been everywhere. You know, you got to watch this. You got to watch that crowd that came with me. They a little ratchet. Nah.
I get it, man. So we're at 39, folks. Listen, I can't wait to get the rest of this information, Flame. I need us to get. We're at 40. We need 10 more. I need to get there. So whatever you can do to help us to get there, Flame, I would love it. All right. I'm getting a message from our engineer, Flame. We have to use original information, because if we don't, they will shut our live down. All right. YouTube will shut us down. Facebook will shut us down. So we got to use some of your original content. All right. Because I know you got it, brother. So if you got it, let's put something original out there so that Facebook, Twitter, and all the rest of them won't shut us down.
Original content. The school of the school of credit. That's the most original content that you can ever find.
Come on, man. Come on.
You know, that's the most original content that you can ever find. And that's only due to part of how that information is being brought out to you. There's a lot of things I want you guys to know is that as you guys get into this stuff, sometimes it could very well take you in a different directions. But I want you guys just to pay attention to this real quick. Give me.
All right, folks. Listen. We're at 44. We need 6 more, and we got to use our. Flame is putting up some original content, something that's copyright free, and so that we can stay on the air. We're at 46. All right, we got 4 more to go. And Flame will be right back into his information on business credit. Listen, folks, if you have not experienced what business credit can do for you, it is amazing. I wish I could tell you everything that has happened to me in just the last year, but that would be taken away from Flame. But I'm telling you, it has leveled up my business. We fly differently now. When we're at the airport, we even sit in the airport differently now because we go into the airport lounges now. There's no long lines. There's no expensive food in the airport. When we go to the airport, we eat for free because of business credit. When we fly first class on points because of business credit. Or if you want to know more about that, listen, we're at 46 right now. I can't believe we're not all the way to 50. If you want to fly for free, if you want to eat for free in the airport, if you want to, listen, if we weren't online, if we weren't on social media right now, somebody would be playing first class right about now. Okay, we're at 47. Listen, I need three more shares, and we can get there. If you want to get to be able to level up your business credit, you want to be able to max it out and not affect your personal credit. Listen, and you can use every single dime of that to make money for your business. We are at 49 shares. Okay, there we go, Flame. Back to you, sir. So listen, we're getting him ready. As Flame gets ready. So we're at 52 shares. Flame, let us know when you're ready to get going again. And Credit Goddess, did you do a full introduction?
I did.
Okay, good. Miss Ariel, did you do a full introduction? Tell us who you are and what you do.
I did not, but I can. My name is Ariel Harmon. I'm actually very, very new to Clubhouse. I just started coming to Clubhouse last week. Someone sent me the invite 2 years ago, but I never knew how to navigate it. But now I'm in here and I'm fully enthralled in Clubhouse. I am the creator and administrator of the largest real estate group on social media. It's called First Time Homebuyers Club. I also have a trucking group called Box Truck Bosses and Transportation Goats. I'm here to learn and be able to take this information and share it with my people. So that's me. And I'm also a mortgage loan originator as well as commercial loan broker.
Thank you very much, Miss Ariel. Sounds like we need to team up. I thought I saw Flame, your mic flashing. Did I see? Oh, right. We're ready to go, folks. We are turned up. Flame, it's back to you. We can't hear you, Flame.
I don't know. We got into this business credit, right? And we started talking about using other people's money, right? But there's a section that I want to make sure that is covered in its completion, right? And that is, you guys are now, you've gotten your personal credit together, right? And your personal credit also includes no derogatory marks on it. Right? That means derogatory marks are late payments, charge-offs, collections, repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, repossession. High utilization, zero utilization, and personal information, right? Meaning that you only got one name on your credit profile, one address on your credit profile. All of these things are indicators, right? That go along correctly when it comes to your personal credit. And when we start talking about optimizing, right? The optimizing off of this comes into the form of you have the right type of trade lines that are on your credit report. Because on your credit report, you're going to look at, they're going to have the highest limit used. You want to have high limits. You want to make sure that you got bank issued credit cards. And you want to make sure that this personal credit profile sits up right and tight. So we've already boxed that up and we set that in the corner because you've already got that. Right. So now when it comes to this personal credit category, right, there are ways to getting funding and going into the bank now. One of the ways here's some of the ways that you're going to be able to understand is having a detailed business plan. Right now, this is important, and this is something that was left out, but I want you to understand the importance of this. Now, you guys are saying that, hey, I need $150,000, right? Or I need $200,000. Or some people even said, hey, I need $40,000. Just if I had $40,000 to start my business, I'll be on this way. But what I'm here to tell you guys is what we need is that this is an element that is misused a lot. And that is being able to scale in their business, right? There's 330 million Americans in this country. Right now, this information that I'm brought to you is brought from you by the Small Business Administration, by the by the labor, and these are all some of the components that they're talking about. Is that there's 330 million Americans, 30 million businesses in this country. 3.2 million of those businesses are Black owned, and only 140,000 of them have more than one employee. So what does that tell you? In order to scale in your business, you're going to have more than one employee. You can't do everything yourself, because one thing that Mr. Don talked about, I believe it was yesterday or the day before, was he was talking about his grass cutting ventures, about how he does not cut his grass at his new home, about how he understood about that the time that he's out there cutting the grass, he can actually very well be losing $1,000 to $1,500, if not more, money by him out there cutting the grass. Right. So therefore, what he does is he hires somebody to come cut that grass so he can actually spend more time on his business. That has to go along with a lot of other things that you got going on in your business. Although that you can do it, and we know that you can do it, but what does it do? It pulls you off of your business and have you doing these other things. Now, why am I saying this? I'm saying this is because inside your business plan, you need to have all the documentation inside of it to show what you're going to be doing with the money. Now, the money only includes of saying, hey, I need a website. And under my website, this is how much my website is going to cost. Now, I've also included 3 quotes from people about exactly what my website is going to be doing, how is this going to be collecting money, and what is the method of which my website is going to be ventured out into. Sometimes you have to say, hey, you know what? One of the ways my website is going to be ventured out is using a formulation of marketing, whether that marketing is doing social media, whether that marketing is doing ad spend, whether that marketing is doing flyers and brochures. What is my method of marketing? That method is utilized and it's in descriptive form, is in placed inside of your business plan. So it's documented about what is going to occur. Now, when it comes to flyers and those things, you will be using saying, hey, I've gotten 3 quotes from 3 people doing freelance work, which is Fiverr, and this is how much they cost to do this. Now, this is not one flyer quote. I'm saying that I'm going to use about a good 25 different flyer designs, right? And the cost of each flyer design may cost around $50 a design. So now I'm letting them know that going into it, that I need $1,250 just for flyer designs as a whole. But what about the printing of those flyers? Were you going to have some, are they all going to be digital, or will you actually have some hard copies of some, right? What about booths? Do you plan on going to different conferences and conventions? Will you be at the next Mr. Don P.I.L.L method event where you can actually set up a booth, and within that booth, you can actually get your products out at that booth, right? That's a form of marketing, making sure that you're inserting, saying, hey, over the course of this year, I'm going to be going to 6 different conferences, and within there, each booth rental is going to give me an average of $2,500 a booth, right? Or $2,000 for me to attend these conferences. All of those things are inside of that business plan, right? Now you're going to be able to document this stuff by saying, hey, now in order for me to do this, I'm going to have somebody work this place. I'm going to have somebody do these things. How much does that person cost in order for me to have them, right? You'll be able to document that pricing structure. What about your competitors that are around your area? What's going to separate you from the rest of the pack, right? These things need to be documented. Everything that I'm talking about is documentation. Documentation is the standpoint of this. By you in placing all of these things that's going to enhance your business, you're placing that in there. So although that you was originally trying to get $40,000 to grow your business, you probably missed out a lot of different components about your marketing, your advertising, some of the products, some of the features. Then you start to understand that, hey, I need some type of equipment. Well, under this equipment dialogue could be entertained in the form of equipment financing, Will you be leasing equipment? What type of equipment will you be actually needing from? Can you go directly to that manufacturer and have a credit line from them to actually get the equipment directly from them and being able to pay them? And how is this equipment going to formulate and make you money, right? All of these things are documented within inside of the business plan. Now you start to understand that, hey, there's a lot to be done here. Even though that I was so close just a second ago, but after listening to Mr. Flame, now I've figured out now that there may be more steps for me to actually take. Because when you document in this business plan, you might look at the very end and say, hey, that number that I had expected is about $230,000. When I originally thought it was at 40,000, somehow or another I missed $190,000 in stuff. But when I'm hearing you talk, if I got to pay an employee of $40,000 a year, right, that bundles out the very first calls. Right, I got 2 or 3 different employees. I got fine. I've gotten. I'm using some type of internship. Right, how I'm going to get these people, what type of things that I'm going to have correlated with it. These things need to be all included in the business plan. So when you scoot that business plan to them, it goes in 2 forms. Right, number one is if you have not been in business for more than 2 years. Right, this is considered a new business. A new business. And on a new business, you want to be able to show those 2 words, those 2 components of a word that I talked about earlier, which is being able and capable of paying this money back. And all of that stuff is being documented in that form of a business plan. Well, what happened if you have been in business for over 2 years, right? What happened if you have been in business for over 2 years? The reason is because if you've been in business for over 2 years now, what you want to do is being able to go back on a correlation of going back to your 4 best friends. Those 4 best friends are documented, and those documented 4 best friends include of making sure that you have your documentation pertaining to your monetization. Like, where's that recorded data? So I want to let you guys know right here. I want to share something with you. And this right here, when I learned this changed everything for me. And this right here, so if you're going to get your next tattoo, you know how you put your motivation on your tattoo, or if you're going to get your next necklace, besides putting your name on it, put this on your next necklace for your words. And I want you to write this inside of the chat. For you guys that are listening to me on the Facebook or Instagram out there in the live world, I want you to making sure at this point in the conversation, I need you to write this down. So that includes using your fingers and your wrist, right? Now, what am I getting ready to ask you guys to write down, right? Here are the words. Control what they see will determine what you get. I'm going to say that again. I want to make sure that it's properly dictated and that you're properly writing this correctly. Control what they see will determine what you get.
Flame, that is powerful. I mean, listen, I don't know if that can be emphasized any more than I found that to be absolutely true. I mean, oh my gosh, folks, I need you to zero in on these next few words. Go ahead, Flame.
Yeah, and that is control what they see will determine what you get. And because everything that is formulated is documentation, which they're making. When you walk into any of these establishments, no one knows who you are. Just know it's 17 numbers that can tell them exactly who you are. It's 17 numbers that can tell any person or company who you are. What are those numbers? Those numbers are included is your date of birth. It goes in the format of a 224 format, which gives you 8 numbers. The other numbers, right, are a 9-digit number, which we call our social security number, or your employer identification number, right? These numbers are identifying factors between you and your business. So when you walk into these places, whatever is underneath those numbers is what they're dictating. And I understand you got this slogan and shout you out. You said that only God can judge you. And I heard you. Heard you loud and clear. As a matter of fact, I heard your pastor this Sunday say that. But what do you think Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion is doing? See, I want you to understand that people making judgment calls on you every day is because what they able to see. That's why that second form is when they're asking for documentation, which means let us see your tax transcript to see how much money you've paid in taxes. But you wrote everything off. You made 200,000. You wrote off 160. Your mortgage is at $3,000 a month. Over a course of a year, that's 36,000, but your bottom line only shows you made 40. That means you're underwater. We can't lend to you, ma'am. See, you being able to show the documentation on form that I can make money, that I'm trustworthy, that I'm going to bring you your money back, that allows them to lend you other people money. That is the name of the game, is using other people money to make money. So in closing, I want you guys to know this exactly. By having your documentation in order, which means, do you have your QuickBooks, or how is your Cash App recorded? I didn't say don't take Cash App. I said, how is it recorded? Right? What about when you start talking about your profit and loss, or P&L for short? Do you have those? What about your statement of earnings? Right? These are things that I want you, your balance sheet. What does your bottom line say about you? Right? When people are going into the back end of you and they're looking at all of these things that's showing you, right? I got to be able to control these things that go into about me. And I have that right. Because every information that these institutions get from you, and these institutions where I'm talking about are talking about banking institutions, people that are in authority to make decisions. You know where they get that information from? They get it from you. So you have the right to control all of this information. When you went to the Secretary of State, they asked you, how many employees do you have or you foresee having? And you wrote 1. Did you know by having 1 or 9, having 1 through 9 employees is a version of saying that my business is going to fail? Because that's a bank risk score. Did you know that predicting that you're going to make $149,999 or less gives you a failure of a bank rating score? Because it shows that you're high risk at failing. So listen, man, hopefully you guys got a lot of information out of this today, because I understand the time is winding down from the folks that are online. That's out there. I wanted you guys to make sure that you got this information this entire.
Flame, listen, man, that is fabulous. Listen, you can, if you've got more information, if there's something inside of you just wanting to get out, please don't hold back. Listen, we appreciate what you're sharing with us. Is there anything else that you think we need to know this morning?
Yeah. For one is, I'm going to let you know something right now. And this is where I got to have I don't know if you ever watched Jerry Springer. He have at the end, he got a Jerry thought at the end. And this is where I want to share with you guys.
Okay.
Right? Quit hiding. I'm going to say that again. Quit hiding. Well, who are you hiding from? Sometimes you're hiding information from your mate. The person that you're sleeping next to, you'll give your person your body, but you won't give them your mind. Quit hiding. Quit hiding from your kids by telling them to stop wasting money on things, when the fact of they went to the store and they spent their money on candy and they did these things. You said, are you wasting money? Who's wasting money, them or you? You spent 24% on the interest rate on Bacardi's 5 years old. Who's wasting money? Saying quit hiding. I want you guys to quit hiding this information from your friends of colleagues. That's why I'm very particular, and that's why I'm very emotional when it comes to sharing information or when I'm asking you guys to share the room. Because as you know this information, what happens is you share this to someone else. What occurs is they may pick up something differently from me than what you did. But you guys are already friends or colleagues or soulmates. And by you guys discussing the information, now you guys can come up with a verified plan to get you out of your situation. And when I'm saying quit hiding, I'm saying quit hiding a lot of things. You don't have to hide anymore. You can actually tell your kids to come to the kitchen counter. I'm opening up the bills. And I want you to see these bills. And under these bills, there's a date. Mommy's been paying this by the due date. And I want you guys to know, I need you to pay this by the statement close date. Because the difference between the statement close date and the due date can be a difference of 60 to 80 points on your credit score. How so? Because whatever's reported at the end of the statement close cycle is what's going to be reported on your credit report. So if that's going to be reported on the credit report, therefore I have to make sure that I have my balance due down by that date, not the due date. See, they control what they wanted you to see. See, banks have a way of doing that. Lenders have a way of doing that. They control. When they're putting the higher interest rate into your paperwork, what do they normally do? Put it in small capsule words at the very bottom. But the moment that they give you a 3.5%, 7% interest rate on something, when they're the top of the field of it, they will put that at the top of the paper. You at 6.5%. But the moment that you're at 26.5%, you can't never find it. You got to search it with a magnifying glass. So the moral of the story is, bring your family along with you on this journey. Bring other people along with you on this journey for you to get this information. And as you notice that when I talked about a social security number, and here's the whole game. I'm about to tell you right now, I'm about to wrap this thing up all in one. And I'm about to take you to more money than you've ever seen before in your life. I want you to hold on and I want you to grasp onto this information. How many social security numbers can you have? Somebody give me that number in the chat. If you're online right now, put that number online right now. How many social security numbers can one person have? This changed my life and it would change yours right now. The answer is what? What do you say? One. It's only one social security number that you can have. If you fix your social security number up once, which means your personal credit, you only have to do it one time. But now the real question is, how many businesses can one person have? How many businesses can one person have? Is it 3? Is it 1? Someone right now at home, I want you to tell me, how many businesses can one person have? And the word is unlimited. You can have as many businesses as you want. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can attach your one social to each one of those businesses and get funding. Did you hear that? Hey, my name is Flame, and I'm here for questions or anything like that. But other than that, Mr. Don, man, I'm turning it back over to you. I'm so hyped up right now on that alone. On that alone in the room, right? Can we just share the room on that? Can we just take a moment? Can we just all just take a moment? I said everybody. I didn't ask one person. I said everybody. Can we just take a moment, right? Can we just put number 9 in the chat? If you thought that I gave you any type of good information at whatever, at the most minute level, at the most minute level, can you give me a number 9 in the chat? Listen, if you're on Instagram or if you're on Facebook Live right now and you're watching this, or if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, if you're on all of these places and you're here and you can hear my voice, I'm asking you guys to go to the comment section right now, because I know Kirk, can you put that number 9 down in the comment? Can you please put that number 9 in the comment? If something inspired you, if you learned something new today, if you got something that is twinkling in you, if something moved you into a different direction, if you can feel that energy, can I see that number 9? Can I see that number 9? YouTube, can I see that number 9? Instagram, can I see that number 9? Right? Facebook, can I see that number 9? Right? A Clubhouse, can I see that number 9?
Listen, they're coming in online. The folks that are watching us online, Flame, they're putting the number 9 in the comment section, brother. Listen, folks, Flame has given us a ton of game today. Flame, I want to thank you so much. And folks, if you have questions, Flame's going to be around for a little bit longer. If you got a question, raise your hand, come to the stage. And while we're doing that, while we're bringing people to the stage, we have 2 new moderators in the room. Miss Donna, all the way from Canada. I'm going to get you time to get back to your phone. I hope you're in the building. So we have Miss Donna and we have Dr. Shirley Clark. If both of you are available to do a quick introduction, can you please flash your mic for us this morning? All right, excellent. Miss Donna, who are you and what do you do, please?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Donna Engling out of Canada. I'm an ALF, ILF owner, operator, business purpose loan broker, commercial lender. I'm able to lend whatever your lending needs are, your funding needs. Flame just dropped a masterclass in terms of credit. So once that personal credit is optimized, you can get any kind of funding. Just check my profile in the back, and you can ding me for whatever you need. I'm Donna, and I'm done speaking.
Excellent, excellent. Dr. Clark, are you available to do a quick intro? I know she's busy, but she's here to support. I appreciate it. Dr. Clark, when you're ready, please flash your mic. Folks, come on up to the stage, ask your questions and comments from our moderators. Do you have a comment on what Flame was talking about? Credit Goddess, I saw you flashing your mic like it was broken. So what do you have to say about what Flame was talking about?
Listen, Flame bought everything in full circle, like full circle, to the point where everyone should know from the beginning to the end, from the rooter to the tutor, what you need to have as far as like establishing business credit. Now, me being a business credit consultant, I get these questions, and the way that Flame put it down, he couldn't have said it best. It all starts with your personal credit. I love when he said, how many social security numbers can you have? Although we know the game, we always tell people, don't do that other stuff. Work on your personal credit. That's you only have one. You only have one, right? But how many businesses can you have? I know most of you guys were mind blown when we type infinite, unlimited, and that all ties to your personal. I say from my understanding and everything else, because I know we hear this information where you don't have to use your personal credit and things like that. And the folks that are credit challenged are tuning in that message. Oh, well, can I build business credit without using my social? I don't want to use my social. I don't want to put an inquiry and things like that. Listen, you have to get your personal credit together. Point blank, period. No way around it. And you know why? When you're doing business and you're establishing a business, and this is just my analogy. They want to know who is behind that business. Flame said it. They want to know who is behind that business. So when they look at your personal credit aka your financial resume, they will feel confident that you will do well on the business end. Because the first 2 years, businesses fail due to lack of funding, lack of resources, and whatever the other cases are, right? But if you are good on the personal end, where you're showing that you're disciplined, you're showing that you're responsible, you're showing longevity, you're showing experience in managing debt, then that will help them, make the decision whether they should lend to you on the business end. They will know what the business owner is. So get your personal credit together. There's no way around it. And you can start multiple business. And because of your one social, you as a character opening these unlimited businesses, they have already established that trust with the other businesses that you want to start because of you. Not the business, because of you. So I'm gonna end it with that. Good job, Flame. You dropped the mic.
Credit guys, I got a question for you. If I'm in poor health, um, can I go to the gym? Can I improve my health by going to the gym? Can I do that?
No, you need to go see the doctor if you are experiencing some symptoms or ailments. Yeah, you need to go to the doctor first.
Okay, but so once I go to the doctor, and then they get me back in shape. Can I go to the gym and improve?
Yes, if
Okay.
that is part of the treatment to get better, depending on
All right.
what it is.
All
Yeah.
right. So is everybody at the gym in that position, or are there healthy people that go to the gym as well?
Both types of
Really?
people. Yeah. Some people would think that, well, I'm in bad health, let me go to the gym and let me get it together. But we don't know what happened in between the time that,
Okay.
you know.
So, credit card. So you don't just work with people who need to improve. Do you also work with people who are in good shape financially?
Yeah,
Why
I do.
Why do they need you if they're in good shape? I can understand going to the gym to get better, but I mean, healthy people, financially healthy people come to you?
Yeah,
Talk to me about that.
because they know they're ready. They know that they're in position to make it happen. But you know what? They're looking for that coach. You know what I get? The folks that come to me for business credit, they have everything together. They just don't want to make that mistake. They don't want to risk, misusing or risk applying for things and may not know like if they would get applied. So I take a look at their credit profile. I take a look at all the other situation, and I'll tell them this is what we can qualify for to get started now. And then I'll also guide them along the way. So it's always good to get the the information from a coach that has done this multiple times for multiple clients, right? Instead of doing all the guesswork. So I take away the guesswork. Let's just say that. And that's why they come to me, even though they're in good health.
Wow. Flame talked about the fact that I don't cut my own grass because the time I take away to cut my own grass is time I can't be in my business generating revenue, generating income. I can't cut the grass and generate income at the same time.
Good point. You know what? Good point. And for those of you guys that are solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, or a one-man show, one-woman show, it's important that you tap into, like Flame said, you need a mentor, you need a coach, you need a CPA, you need a business attorney. Those are your friends. Those are the extension of your business. Just think of it like you having a brick and mortar and you hired an in-house CPA, an in-house coach, an in-house mentor, an in-house business attorney to help you with your business. But because we're, entrepreneurs, you have to get connected with these individuals to help you along the way. Because let me tell you, it takes a lot of time to try to figure it out when you need to focus on your genius, when you need to focus on income producing activities. We can't put so much time into non-income producing activities because it's taken away from the time that you could have used to make money. So yeah, you're right, Ice. That's the reason why they hire me. Yes.
All right.
They don't want to focus on that part.
Exactly. And that's why I hired you, because I don't have time to look at all that. So
that's true.
Listen, I hired you. Listen, I'm one of your clients and I'm proud to be one of your clients. I bought Flame's book, and listen, I want to tap back into Flame when he's ready to speak with us. Flame, let me know when you're ready to talk. Please flash your mic, because Flame, people need to know how they can get a hold of you and the fact that you have a book out there. How can they get a hold of you, man?
Here's the way. One is I need you to type this word in. It's called Flame Newton, right? And I want you to use it. Type the word. Matter of fact, do me a favor. Go to the chat. Somebody type my name in the chat. Flame Newton. I forgot to spell my name. Can somebody remind me? Flame Newton, right? And you could catch me on Facebook. I always tell people, catch me on Facebook. That's one of my biggest platforms. But I'm on Instagram. Really, I got my team working on Instagram, but they run Instagram for me. But that's where you should go, because I'm part of 80% of the Facebook critic groups. So if it's a critic group on Facebook, I'm a part of about 80% of them, where I'm an admin, administrator, moderator, doing something in those groups. Second thing is, I want you to go to this site right now. It's called You Learn Credit. I need you guys to go to it. Type it in. You Learn Credit. Again, it's the letter U. So for anybody that's listening, it's the letter U. It's the word learn and credit. So it's the letter U, Learn Credit. It's the letter U, not the word. The letter U, learncredit.com. And that's where you can find me as well. So definitely, for the people that are on Clubhouse, you can back channel me. Just give me a second, because it'd be crazy. But then the people that are on social media, always just follow me on Facebook. That's my main thing. And we can kind of go from there. But I'm here for you guys. Like I tell people, I'm up front, Mr. Ice. I'm up front.
Okay.
I tell people I'm with sincere honesty that I make a lot of money at what I do. I do. But here's the thing. I only make money unless I'm making you money. So I like to make some money. So in order for me to make money, I got to make you money. So it ain't no, I'm trying, or we trying to get over the hump. I got to make you money. You feel what I'm saying? With that being said, I yield the mic.
All right. Listen, folks, we're getting ready to take some of this that Flame has talked to us about and talk about it and how we can take this business credit and level up. I'm going to put some examples on the screen. I need you to plug into what we're talking about. Listen, I've got a client here. Go ahead.
Don, before you actually go, there's a question in here for Flame.
All right. Let's do it.
He said, because I'm working, I can only listen right now. But question would be for Flame. Is it possible to change the number of employees and amount of revenue to 150K?
Yes. What you do is you update with the Secretary of State for one, and then you update with your Dun & Brad report as well. So you update. Those are the things that you want. That's what you want to do. You want to update. Hopefully that helped them. So you just go to the Secretary of State and tell them that you want to administer new information to them. You want to give them new information.
All right. Are there any other questions in the chat, Donna?
No. As far as I'm scrolling up, no more.
All right.
Yep.
We got Coffee Brown in the building. Miss Coffee, how are you doing this morning? Can you talk to us this morning? Flash your mic if you can, because I know she gets into the office there early. Come on, Miss Coffee, talk to us.
Hey, Don. Good morning, everybody on the stage. I cannot see you guys. I am in transit right now, heading to an event here in Houston, but it is storming pretty bad, so I'm going to stay on mute and just listen. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Listen, folks, we're going to take some of this information. I have a client here that has 10, 11 mortgages, took that business credit, built up a portfolio of 11 mortgages on 10 houses. Okay, 10 houses, 11 mortgages, because one house has a first and a second. I want to show you, once you level up to get this money, what it means to be able to make even more money that you have never paid attention to once you level up on your business credit. If you want to know how to pay this money back at pennies on the dollar and then take that money and earn more money than you've ever paid it, listen, how would you like it if I could show you how to take the money that the bank was supposed to receive, be able to invest it, and earn more money with the bank's money than you've ever paid in interest? I mean, every single dime in interest you've ever paid in a lifetime. How would you like to get that back? Miss Coffee, would that be good information? Anybody on stage to be
Don't play, Doc. Don't play. Tell us. Don't play.
All right, we got Dr. Shirley Clark in the building. Dr. Clark, how are you doing this morning?
I'm good, man of God. I definitely put me in that pot you just said, because my mortgage alone I need to get about I need $500,000 back from just all that stuff.
Listen, we're going to show you how you can get every single dime back that you've ever paid in interest and then some, which really means you paid no interest on your loans. What?
Okay, when that sign up?
Listen, I need you all, if you want to see this, you need to go to ice10kvideos.com so that you can see us on YouTube, or just go to YouTube or go to Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, search for P.I.L.L Method and watch our live right now. Okay, because nobody's going to see. Listen, there's a lot of information out there on YouTube or in Clubhouse, but they won't show you the numbers. I'm going to show you the numbers right now, and how we traditionally make money is okay, but we're leaving millions of dollars on the table. I want you to take your business credit. I want you, listen, lay the foundation on your personal credit goddess, and then build it up so that you can get your business credit in shape, credit goddess and flame. And then once you build it up and then you start investing that money, let's say we're going to invest it in real estate. Let's build that up and now make money with your real estate. Oh, but it goes beyond that. Now we're going to show you how to optimize credit so that you can mathematically pay the least amount of interest that's possible on these loans. And then take the money saved and invest that too. And then take the money from that you would have paid the bank, invest that, and then turn it into more money than you've ever paid in interest. I'm getting ready to go through that right now. Come on, Coffee, put your clapping self. I love it. I absolutely love it. So listen, folks, let's get on. Let's watch this now. I've got 10 people up here. I got 62 shares. Listen, if you are on Clubhouse and you can't see this right now, don't worry about it, because what we're getting ready to put up is going to be on the replay. You can see it instantly when you go to Twitter, on YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn. You'll be able to see these examples. And right now, I have on my screen a real estate investor that has, let me go over here. And we're going to take a look at the action plan. And they have 11 mortgages. And what we are finding out with these 11 mortgages is that they're 30-year loans. We're starting out in June of 2022. I have to back up a few months, okay? We're starting out in June of 2022. That means they won't have these mortgages paid off until June of 2052. June of 2052. 2052. And I need you to keep that in mind. I need you to write that in the chat. June 2052. Okay. June/2052. That's when they're supposed to be out of debt. And I'm going to show you something that's absolutely going to be amazing. What can happen by June of 2052. So we're looking at what's called the action plan. And in the action plan is where we are going to track all the income. So right now they have a rental income of $15,000 a month. $15,000 a month. And I need you to take a look at all these mortgages they have in here. Here's one, mortgage 8, that's $1,400 a month. Mortgage 6 is $626. The third mortgage is $2,787. They have another mortgage, mortgage number 2, mortgage number 4, mortgage number 1 is $1,199.10. Mortgage number 9 is $2,851. Mortgage number 7, mortgage number 10. Oh my goodness. They have a HELOC. All right. So they've got 10 mortgages plus a HELOC. Now, here's what I need you to notice right away from the top of the room. Okay. They owe a total on these mortgages, a whopping $2,947,500, all in their LLCs, all business credit. I need you to get that. I need you to get this. All in their LLCs, all business credit. Okay? And because it's all business credit, listen, it leaves their personal credit pristine. Their personal credit pristine, because they may have $2 million, almost $3 million in debt, but this debt is cash flowing. It is making money. It is making money. And so we're going to get into this. So they owe $2 million. Here's the other thing. Do you see? I want to show you of all the interest that the bank wants them to pay on this. Okay. They have, they're going to save $1,459,233 in interest. They'll never have to pay the bank on these loans. I'm going to repeat that. They have all of these loans, and we can plug in and know right now how much interest they will not pay on these loans. $1,459,233. All right. Now I'm going to go into the budget. We're going to take a look at the budget and see how much they're cash flowing. Okay. So we're looking at the budget. They have a total between their W-2 jobs and their bonuses and the income from the property, income from the properties. They have a monthly income of about $21,583.33. Do you see what business credit can do for you? They have an income of $21,583.33, and most of it is people just writing them checks. How would you like to be able to go to your mailbox every month between the 1st and the 15th and pick up that kind of money? All right. Now, because of their expenses come to $18,121.18, which means they have an average discretionary. They have what's left over is they're clearing $3,462.15. Now, so that's a Don, that doesn't seem like a lot of money. Here's what you need to know. When you have a business, everything you do should be business related. So where they live is free because the business is paying for it. When they go out to dinner, they take somebody and they talk business and then that's a deduction. When they go on vacation, they go to vacation on some exotic places in the entire world, but they go where there's a business conference. So they can write that off too. So it may seem like they're making just a little bit of money, but oh my goodness, they are living well because they have a business. Now, here's what I need you to do. They are gaining equity every time they make a payment. Every time they make a payment, they're gaining equity. They're purchasing their equity. And this is what we're going to be talking about today. Purchasing equity. Purchasing equity. I need you to write that in the chat because I'm going to go into just one of these loans. So we're going to go over to the accounts and I need you to see, and I'm building here. I'm building. We're purchasing equity every time we're making a payment on a mortgage. Now, what does that mean? What is equity? Equity is the difference between what the property is worth and what you owe on it. One more time, what the property is worth and what you owe on it. All right. So now let me show you just one of these loans. I'm going to pick this one. Loan number one, $200,000 at 6%. I'm going to click on this and I want to show you something. Over to the left here, we got to make it maybe just a little bit bigger so you can see that on the screen. All right. When they make their payment of $1,199.10, they're purchasing equity. I want you to see how much equity they're purchasing out of nearly $1,200. Only $199.10 goes towards their equity. $1,000 goes to interest. So this equity of $199.10 cost $1,000. Is anybody on stage or in the audience, does anybody want to pay $1,000 for $199 worth of equity? Because this is what's going on. This person is making money on this property. They're making money. They're building up their net worth. Okay. They have over almost $3 million worth of property that's going to be paid off by 2052, 30 years from now. Okay. So listen, this is a good deal by any stretch of the imagination, but along the way, look what's happening. I just bought $199.10, went to my principal, while $1,000 went to interest. We need to know what to do about that. Let me give you an example here. So we're going to reduce this just a little bit. We're going to go back to the action plan, and I'm going to give you some information here about what's happening and how this program is designed to make sure you pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible. In the first month on this, we're seeing that we're just getting the income in, the income of the green numbers, okay? And now we're paying the mortgages, all right? We're paying the HELOC, got to pay some auto insurance, that's there. We got to buy some food for the month, that's in here. We've got to pay some bills and utilities, that's in there. We got to pay the Visa, and we got to pay, $1,000 on some other stuff. But do you see here, there is no extra money going to the loans in the first month. When we get down to the second month, I want you to see this, the month of July, once we put our income in from the rents, all right, then the program goes to work. It says, oh, we've got this HELOC. We need to pay the HELOC down to zero. So we're going to take some money and pay that HELOC down to zero. All right, now I need you to see what happens when we do. So I'm going to execute that. We're paying that HELOC down. We owe $3,400 on the HELOC, but guess what? When we pay that off, that saves us $900. I need you to see this now. That saves us $998 in interest we don't need to pay. Okay, that's how we need to look at this. When we borrow money, how can we give that money back to the bank and make it impossible for them to charge us interest? So remember, we leveled up on that business credit. Now we leveled up on that business credit. I want to show you one other thing. Now, out of all the mortgages, we have 10 mortgages. The program chose mortgage number 9 to take some of that money that's sitting in the bank. Okay, because out of that $3,000 every month, that money is going into the bank. All right. And out of that money that's going to the bank, the program says, take $4,056.68 of it. Okay. $4,056.68. Stop at the 68 cents. This is an optimized number, and this is an optimized day. And the program chose to put it on mortgage number 9 out of all the other mortgages, and I'm going to show you why. All right. So get ready now. Get ready. And here's the reason why. Because if this real estate investor paid the mortgage down in the way the bank wanted them to until they had $4,056.68 in equity, the bank would have charged them $47,173.85 in interest to do it. Oh my goodness. Am I happy that the bank would have charged them $47,000? No, here's what you need to know. Because the owner of this property now knows that if I pay it monthly until I pay it down by $44,056, the bank is going to charge $47,000 in interest. Then if we prepay it, here's another word for you. If I give the bank that money when I want to, when I choose the timing, when we disrupt the bank's timing by giving them the $4,056.68 early, I'm now purchasing my equity for free because I now do not have to pay them $47,173.85 to get it. I'm wondering if everybody just understood what I just said. Are you catching it? Do you understand what I'm saying? Normally, by paying monthly to pay your loan down by $4,000, it would cost $47,000 in interest to do it. This way, it doesn't cost that. So here's what we've got. I need you to now, if you want to see it a little differently, I'm going to break this down for you just a little bit differently. So we're going to go into this loan. All right. That's loan number 9. I need you to see something here. We got loan number 9. All right. Let's see. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. We owe $487,000 on this loan at 6.5%. So I'm going to bring up an amortization schedule, $487,000. Okay. So we're going to put in $487,000 at 6.5% for 30 years. My payment on this is $3,078.17. Okay. So, excuse me. So remember, we went here to mortgage number 9, and we were going to prepay on this loan. We're going to take it back so that you can see we were going to prepay $4,056.68. $4,056. Now, let me go back to the amortization schedule, and I need you to take a look at cumulative principal and cumulative interest. All right? Cumulative principal and cumulative interest. When you take a look at this, look at what's going on here. Okay? I need you to see this. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. When we're paying $440 goes to principal, $2,000 goes to interest. $2,600 goes to interest. Do you see that? This is what's going on with this loan. Okay, $2,000 goes to interest. So if we take a look at this thing, and see, when we take a look at how the bank wants us to pay it, we're buying. This is our equity each month. $400, $450 for each month. This is our equity we're buying, and we're paying $2,600 every single month in the first part of this loan, just to buy $400 worth of equity each and every month. Are you seeing that? So if I look at payment number 1 and make my very first payment on this mortgage, but I look at the principal payment on line 2, I don't have to wait till next month to give the bank that $442. I don't have to. Okay. I'm giving them, what I'm doing is if I give them the $442 early, I do not have to pay them the $2,600 in interest. I just saved that in interest. So if we take a look at prepaying, let's say we prepay some money on this loan, we can save a ton of money in interest. So if I do the first year on this loan, look at this. I pay this loan down by $5,000 in the first year. Are you seeing this? I pay it down by $5,000 in the first year. And the bank wants $31,000 from me in interest if I do it their way. If I pay it monthly, I give them $5,000, $5,443.33. I also have to give them $31,000 in interest to do that. Does anybody want to pay $31,000 for $5,000 worth of equity? Does anybody want to do that? But if I pay it when I want to, let's just say I had it. I'm not saying that this is exactly what you would do, but by following our program, let's say the program says prepay that amount of money. Don't pay it in 12 monthly installments. Pay it all at one time. You could be paid down to line 12 in 1 month. And that saves you that interest you would have paid. Now this equity, $5,443, doesn't cost me $31,494.71. This amount of equity only costs me this much money, $2,637.92 instead of $31,000. Folks, if you're going to be purchasing equity, which would you rather? Purchase $5,400 worth of equity at $2,600 or $31,000 doing it the bank's way? Now, this is what I need to show you to give you some background. Okay. So as the program continues to do this, to put all this money on the debt and then figure out how much interest we save, periodically, it says, when you're putting that money in savings, it says we need to go ahead and put some money on the debt out of our profits. Okay. Put a little bit of money on the debt out of our profits. And by doing that, look at this window up here. Eventually, we're going to save $1,459,233. And remember, we're supposed to be out of debt by 2052. By 2052. I'm going to show you a report here because we're just about done. Okay. I'm going to show you a report here. And it's called net worth. Net worth is what it's called. And so I'm going to show you something that's very, very powerful. We're going to click on wealth accumulation. The idea that we can cash flow and make good money and pay every dime of the interest that the bank wants. This is the formula the bank loves. You make money, more money than you've ever seen before, getting equity like you've never received before. I mean, your net worth, because you now own you're buying $3 million worth of property that's going to be worth a whole lot more in the future, but you're paying for it now. But you're paying every dime in interest that the bank is looking for. You're spending your children's inheritance on interest. We're supposed to be laying up an inheritance for our children's children, but we are being taught to spend our children's inheritance on interest. I'm going to show you now what I mean by looking at the assets and liabilities. We're going to take a look at the wealth accumulation. And by being able to pay this principal off, the $2,947,500, and save $1,459,233 in interest that we don't have to pay to acquire the same asset. Does that mean, therefore, you could then, if you had planned to spend that $1,459,000, could you now invest it in other properties and grow that money instead of giving it to the bank? $1,459,000 in interest you would have paid, would been okay to pay because you are making money on the properties. Why not make monies on the properties and be able to pay $1,459,000 less for it? So when you do that, remember that June of 2052, look what happens here. We're actually going to be done in 2042 paying off the loans. And at the end of the year of 2042, if we take that money and invest it, by the end of the year 2042, we'll have $144,648.56. And the property's paid off. $2.9 million worth of property. And we're taking that money and investing it. The money we would have paid, we're now investing that money. And at the end of 2042, we're at $144,000. At the end of the next year, we're at $385,000. I'm going to skip down to 2052. By the time we were supposed to pay off the loans, okay, by the time we were supposed to pay off those loans, we would just have the loans paid off. But in this case, we can pay off the loans early, take that money we would have given to the bank, and by the time we have had these loans paid off by 2052, we would have $3,090,000 in the bank. And I haven't even told you the best part. By taking that money and investing it at 1% interest, that's what this number is. This is 1% return on the investor's money. At the time they were supposed to pay the loans off, they would have $3,090,000 in the bank in their investment. And that's at a 1% return on their money. That's practically nothing. You can definitely earn more on your money than 1%. What if they were getting 6% or 7%? Or the average for an entrepreneur like this, around 10 to 15% return on their money. That number would be astronomical. And this way, they can earn more money with the interest they would have paid the bank. They can earn more money with the interest they would have paid to the bank than they've ever paid interest in their lives up to this point. Folks, this is what we're talking about. Take that money that would have gone to the bank, invest that money, and turn it into millions. That's what I'm talking about. Do I have any questions or have any comments about what you just heard? Anybody? Dr. Clark? Anybody? All right.
I'm here for you. I got some comments for you.
What you got, Flame? What you got?
And I just want to tell you, I appreciate you, because what you just did is what happens is for the people that didn't know, was that's taking it to the next level. So you've actually borrowed money, right? So you've actually, let me show that this whole game right now is where you borrowed money, right? And then after you borrowed money, you got yourself in those predicaments. And the predicaments are not always bad. So let's let that be understood. Is that now Mr. Don is now able to show you how you can now raise that capital under that same form. Using, like, man, this stuff is incredible. I don't like when I'm seeing it, when I'm seeing 63 shares before you talking, then I look back into 65 shares. Listen, there's no way in the world that you cannot even share the room again. Like, that's worth sharing again. You know what I mean? Like, that's like you got to understand, this information is being sold, but it's being given free. So with that being said, that we must pay. The way that we pay is called digital currency. Digital currency means that, okay, I didn't pay, but maybe somebody that I could put this in the hallway can come into the room and maybe they will pay. Maybe it may take in for me to say, hey, if I got this off of free meta, but I'm gonna get off of pay. It's next level stuff. So, I mean, this is for, listen, I'm talking strictly to the people that's on YouTube. I ain't talking to you guys on the Clubhouse. Y'all just listening in as I'm talking to Clubhouse. I mean, YouTube. So YouTube, if you guys are out there and you guys can hear, man, I need to make sure that you guys can understand that you can tap into Mr. Don, right? For the people that are out there that's on Twitter, that are on LinkedIn, I need you to tap into Mr. Don. It's a reason why. If he gave you this type of information on a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, just imagine what you're going to get in person. This is the stuff that we get excited. No, you get excited about when Kobe goes to the hole and he makes a dunk. You get excited about when you get excited when Tom Brady throws a touchdown, right, and beats the team that you hate the most. That's the same energy that you got to be on when you're beating the banks out of their own game, right? So with that being said, Mr. Don, I'm gonna give you your gratitude, show you your flowers while you're here. You know what I mean? Because as we always know, we ain't promised tomorrow, and so I'm gonna make sure I got it out today. So I'm passing that mic off.
Thank you, my brother. Listen, we're going to show just one more example here. I want to show you something that we showed a millionaire who has properties in the area. And I want to show you one last thing here, and then we're going to show you how we're going to get how you're going to be able to do what they're doing. Okay. This is what's called, we do what's called a savings and earnings report for all our clients. Everybody who comes to us gets a savings and earnings report with no obligation to buy. I will repeat that. No obligation to buy. All right. You can get a savings and earnings report. So now, but you have to get a savings and earnings report, folks. You have to have at least $80,000 in debt. Please don't come and flood us to get a savings and earnings report if you only owe $5,000. I mean, you can watch our YouTube videos to learn how to pay back $5,000. Okay. Okay. So come to us. If you have at least $80,000 in debt, get a savings and earnings report. Come on. So here's a client who has over $2 million worth of properties. Okay. Over $2 million worth of properties. Okay. $2,236,376 in properties. The bank wanted them to pay $1,123,195 in interest on that property over 21.9 years. We're going to show them how to only pay $243,000 to manage the same debt and pay it all off in 4.9 years using this methodology. They're using what we call an opportunity cost calculator, our cloud-based, artificially intelligent computing platform that does all of the math that directs our clients on how much to pay and when to pay the least amount of money to save the most amount of interest. Pay the least amount of money to save the most amount of interest while they're continuing to invest along the way. We're saving this client $891,726, and we're going to show him potential interest savings with that, earnings with that money. The money that he was previously giving to the bank, happily giving to the bank, because they were cash flowing over $40,000 a month on just two of the properties because they were office buildings. We're now going to take that money that he was giving to the bank and show him potential wealth accumulation of $9,699,756. And again, folks, this is at 1% return on his money. You see, we don't give fantastic claims. Okay. What we do is under promise and then over deliver. Under promise and over deliver. Because there's not a real estate investor out there that I know of that's going to be satisfied with a 1% return on their money. But if I could show them 1%, then they can imagine what it would be at what they're getting. All right. So we stay away from the fantastic claims. We under promise but over deliver. $9,699,756 is an under promise. Oh my goodness. And they're leaving that on the table. Well, he was leaving it on the table. He's now found that money and now going to invest the interest money he would have given to the bank. This is what we're talking about, folks. If you want to get your savings and earnings report, you want to go to ice10k.com, ice10k.com. I got the link at the top of the page. Okay. Ice10k. No, I don't have the link. Well, let me put it up there. Shoot. I did the whole show with the Flame. I got so excited about what you're doing. I didn't even put the link at the top of the page. So let me do that. Ice. There we go. And there it is. Folks, click on that link at the top of the page and you will see that's my 10K card. You will then be able to access our website through that, and it'll take you through that to that page where you can then click on the button that says Get a Savings and Earnings Report. Follow all of the instructions, then get your savings and earnings report. And remember, there's no obligation to invest in our program. But when you see what we can do for you, and we're going to show you how we're using the interest money where you're no longer paying the bank to invest in our program for you, and it is a lifetime program, how can you say no? And the investment, not only are we using interest money that you're no longer paying the bank, but if you're an investor, it's tax deductible. There is no way you can lose with what we're using here today. So folks, here's what you want to do. Get that savings and earnings report. Find out the month, day, and year you're going to be debt-free, how much interest you can save, what your investment will be in a lifetime program that you can use over and over and over and over again. Okay? Because once you purchase it, once it's yours, you have it forever. And you can run as many mortgages through there as you want. Oh my goodness. People who refinance their loans cost about $10,000 these days to refinance. And they're paying that to refinance. And then we refinance every 5 to 7 years. Every 5 to 7 years, we refinance. And we pay that each and every time. How would you like to be in a position where if you're a real estate investor, you only refinance for one thing, to cash out to buy more property, but you got your equity at 75% off because of this program? Oh my goodness. So let's go ahead and put that on the page. Let's go ahead and put the how you can put that on the screen. Ice10K, I'm sorry, ice10k.com. It will go to this page as you can see it online, and then you could get your savings and earnings report. Not only that, folks, but a lot of this information that we talked about is contained in my book. You know what they say. You want to keep certain people from learning something? Put it in a book. We got to get away from that. Let's start reading the book. This is the only book out of 33 million titles that teaches you how to read an amortization schedule, how to beat the bank at their own game, how to borrow money for pennies on the dollar, and help you to understand interest cancellation. All right. Once you understand interest cancellation, you are now borrowing money at pennies on the dollar, because now we're going to show you how to borrow that, do all the math that's involved, which is thousands of calculations through our computing platform. And then you're able to use that money, the money that you're currently making, to make sure you pay the least amount of interest that's mathematically possible. That book is The P.I.L.L Method, a better way to eliminate debt. We're getting ready to put that graphic on the screen for you, and you can see it here on Clubhouse. All right. The P.I.L.L Method, a better way to eliminate debt. Everyone that comes to us has said the same thing. I want a better way. I was hoping for a better way, looking for a better way to eliminate that debt. And folks, after we do our outros here, we're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas, who paid off his mortgage in 7 years, before we say goodbye to you this morning. If you're on stage, if you're able to do an outro this morning, please flash your mics. Okay. So I think I saw Flame flash his mic. Anybody else? If you could do an outro for us, we got Donna there. That's good. So listen, if you could do an outro for us, come and flash your mic. We want to hear from you, Miss Donna. And can you give us 30 seconds? Tell us who you are, what you do, and how you might be able to help the people.
Again, good morning. Wonderful presentation, Don. My name is Donna Anglin. I'm located in Canada. I'm a business purpose loan broker, commercial lender. I'm also ALF, ILF, owner operator. And for whatever else you need, just check my bio. Thank you. And this is Donna, and I'm done speaking.
Thank you, Miss Donna. Flame, did I see you flashing your mic, brother?
Yeah, I'm here with you, Mr. Don. If you guys don't know, it's Flame Newton. Find me on anything. Just type in the words Flame Newton. Also go to You Learn Credit. Listen, go to You Learn Credit right now. You Learn Credit. Let's go there right now. You Learn Credit. YouLearnCredit.com, and it's spelled with the letter U. Just the letter U, learncredit.com. Other than that, thank you, Mr. Don, for having me. Thank you, moderators, and thank you to the people in the room. That being said, you know,
all right, folks, listen, that's Flame. And you heard from Donna. Is there any other moderator that's able to do an outro right now? Flash your mic. All right. And thank you so much. So I will do mine. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, a better way to eliminate debt. And for 16 years, we've been doing exactly this, telling people the truth about lending. We're paying way too much interest. We need to pay attention to interest cost and not just interest rate. If we pay attention to interest cost, we can learn what's called interest cancellation. Cut your interest cost on these loans by up to 75% or more by learning how to disrupt the bank's timing with the right amount of money to kill the maximum amount of interest. The very best loan is a 0% loan. The next best loan is to pay the tiniest amount of interest that's mathematically possible for you. And that's where we take you, folks. So if you want to know more about this, go ahead, get that savings and earnings report today. Go ahead and buy the book today and start learning from this. And if you buy the book, you'll see on my 10K card, ice10k.com, you'll see how you can also get a 10K card for free once you buy the book. Folks, we're going to be back here on Friday. I want to say goodbye to everyone here on Clubhouse and on our streaming platform. We're going to hear from Dr. Eric Thomas, and we're going to be out. We'll be right back here Friday at 7 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a great and productive and awesome day. My name is Don Daniel, founder of P.I.L.L Method International, and our team created the most powerful money management, wealth building, debt elimination system ever created. At our recent seminar in Nashville, Tennessee, the keynote speech was delivered by the #1 motivational speaker in the world, Dr. Eric Thomas. E.T., as he's also known, mentioned he paid off his mortgage in 4 years using the P.I.L.L Method. I invite you to watch and listen.
Listen to me, y'all. But one of his mentees took us through one of their programs, and I paid off my mortgage. But guess what happened? My marriage went to a whole nother level. And you know why? Because my wife is a security freak. And even when I blew up, my wife would be like, oh, you blew up, but how long is you gonna keep making this kind of money? I was like, I don't know, forever. She's like, you sure? Because I'm gonna keep my license as a nurse just in case you don't. So when I paid the house off, my boy was like, you ain't gotta do that, you can do this. But when I paid the house off using that program, it took the stress level all the way down for my wife because we no longer had a mortgage. Does that make sense? That thing that was coming every month, that was getting on her nerves, we didn't have that no more. And so she was at rest.
Did you hear that? No mortgage, no stress. If you would like to become debt and mortgage free within an average of 7 to 9 years by cutting your interest costs by up to 75%, go to pillmethod.com and request a savings and earnings report today.